Okay, according to the Hangouts here, I am live. And I believe Hangouts is getting there. Hangouts on YouTube. Okay, here we go. Welcome from behind enemy lines to Rick's Life as I see it. A 1-hour talk show about guns, politics, anything else that crosses my mind. Also, answer questions or anything else that anybody's topics anybody wants to talk about in the chat, or you can send me an email at rickslife@gmail.com or at spottedrick@gmail.com. They both find me in the same place. Also, within 24 hours of this show ending, the audio will be on Podbean, Stitcher, and iTunes for your listening pleasure. I am Simon Castley, broadcasting on gunchannels.com and GunTube. I ain't got there yet. On YouTube. I got an account on GunTube. I just haven't figured out if we can't do this sort of hangout chat on there, but we can do another kind. But I don't know if you can link them all together. Anyway, I've got a Patreon page. I got t-shirts at spreadshirt.com. Just type in Rick's Life. Trying to think what else. I don't know. That's about it so far, I think. Anyway, I want to say howdy to everybody that's shown up so far. We got Rich, Roosted Films, Dr. Is that Dr. No or whatever? Dead Horse, Night Strike. I'm not sure if they're in the room or they're just showing them on gun channels. I'm not sure which. But there we go. In the panel so far tonight, we got Squib, or I should say this afternoon. So there we go. Oh, sorry, I'm reading the chat here. Okay. While we're up and running here, I've got, hang on, let's get my pad here. Flip back a page. Where I want to start. Okay, I know where we're going to start. We're going to start with last week's contest question, the email question. Okay, now there was a development during the week, and so the prize originally was the winner could choose between the Smith & Wesson knife or the signed, autographed Clovertech sticker. But I found out, unfortunately, the winner gets the knife only. I found out that this shouldn't have been in the packet that came, and the person who sent it to me, Clover actually signed it for his daughter, not for him to give away. So it's going back to the person who sent it to me, to his daughter. Just want to let that out there. If you don't want the knife, I'm sorry, but that's the prize for the question. I think I personally myself, if I was answering it, I'd rather have the knife. But there we go. You know. Anyway, the question was, hang on, I gotta find it. The question was turned down from joining the Army. Well, he was drafted in 1940, but was turned down because he was underweight. After gaining weight, joined the Army Air Corps in March 1941. This is really good. One of a handful to go from private to colonel in 4-year span in the military. Retired a 2-star general after serving 27 years total service. That included the reserves. And the answer.
Can I guess?
Oh, also he flew bombing missions on the B-52 during Vietnam as well? And the answer is, go on, Squib.
Is it Jimmy Stewart?
You are absolutely correct. That is the answer. It was Jimmy Stewart. You know? Anyway, so let me go to my nifty random result picker on the internet, my free thing here. I had 8 entries. So they're all in there, and I'm going to hit the draw button now. Here we go. And the number 1 winner is Roosted Films. You won the knife. I will get it out to you. I believe I have your address. I think you sent it to me I think you won something last week, didn't you? So, there we go. Do I see midnight in here? Yes, I do. I got a thing for midnight. There we go. That's what I've been wanting to do for weeks. I keep forgetting to do it. You know? Yeah, you won. You won, Roasted. So there you go. So I do have a quiz today. The free quiz for today is just a pack of stickers and all that kind of stuff. I don't know how many's in there. 5 or 6, I think. Some ear plugs and stuff. My actual supply is getting real low. So I'm hoping somebody will send me some swag. You know? Rich says I said his name wrong because he's tired of me keep sending him prizes. But the main prize, the writing prize for today's question at the end of the show is a no sweat hat. And a pocket what you call him a jig. USB thing. I think it only has maybe 100 megabytes on it or something, but it might come in handy if you're copying somebody's pictures or something. So that's for the prize later on this afternoon. Alrighty. Let's get down to it and introduce my my panelist right now is Squib. How you doing, Squib?
Doing all right. Doing some reloading right now. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. I got some other invitations out there. Whether they'll show up or not is another question, but I'm giving everybody a chance to get in here if they wish. I'm putting the link in Gun Channels, and I'm going to put the link over in YouTube. I'm assuming that works over there. It always comes up. So there we go. I even sent Dano a link earlier, but I don't.
Everybody's over in Dead Horse's live chat.
Is that where they're at? That's all right. That's not a problem. Okay. So my topics today. I think I said conspiracy is one of them, and of course this is my opinion only, and I think it's getting totally crazy over the immigration thing and the kids down at the border and stuff. But this is where the conspiracy comes in. I think the Democrats and of course the mainstream media, which is behind them all the way, is making such a big fuss out of this to take their eyes off the real problem, which is, the FBI and all that. I mean, that FBI is corrupt. I don't give a damn what anybody says. They're biased and they are corrupt, and it needs to be taken care of, and they're taking the focus off of it for nobody will notice. That's what I think. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Anybody else got any ideas on it?
Sorry, Rick. I just ran upstairs to the desktop to go ahead and put in the live chat on Dead Horse's lobby there that you're live, just to let everybody know.
Well, I appreciate it. My thing was a conspiracy. I think everybody's pushing this immigration thing and everything else to take their eyes off the corrupt FBI.
I mean, maybe it could be a little bit of wag the dog kind of. I mean, the news is the one that's really pushing this. Right?
Well, I mean, even the Democrats are pushing it, covering the immigration thing. You know, they're not going to. I mean, it's. I don't know. To me, it just seems like they.
Here's the thing. So many people read the headlines, and that's as far as they go. So many people see the clickbait, skim through the news, turn the TV on, turn the TV off, or change channels, listen to it on the news radio, whatever it is, but they just catch the highlights or things like that. They don't take the time to look into it. They don't take the time to read or listen to the editorials or anything like that. So public opinion might be that this is President Trump's doing, and he's doing all these evil things to children and blah, 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 instead of going back and finding out what Clinton's the one who passed this law, what this has been going on for 20 years, what, Obama could have tried to change this and he didn't. What? We're not actually taking children away and removing the parents. It's just a temporary thing because of a policy. What? I mean, people aren't going to take the time to do that. And that happens with a lot of things.
Oh, absolutely.
Then they're just not going to. And it's irresponsible media. And now, as far as politicians using the same sort of tactics to get their message out there, well, that's politicians. Politicians are going to be dirty no matter what. They really shouldn't. They should be setting the examples. And journalists should have integrity. But what should be and what is, I mean.
Yeah, I was reading an article too the other day that since it was introduced, as you said, back in 96, 97, whenever it was, right? People have made millions of dollars out of housing these illegal immigrants and stuff before they came up with these big things, you know? So, I tell you, it's one big old mess. I don't know. I think they're making it into more of a mess than they really are. I mean, there was an article. I wrote it down here. I saw an article where the mayor of Seattle is so disturbed about this, he was going to go down to Texas to check out this thing. But he's got his own goddamn. What they have down in Texas is so much better and cleaner and tidier than that goddamn tent city he's got right in the middle of his town. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your own thing. You know what? That's their problem. They need to take care of their own problems, not everybody else's. You know, instead of butting their noses in. Hey, Ghost. Oh, yeah. Rich says, people are stupid. I've actually seen comments on wrestling channels where people blame Trump for WWE being the only major wrestling promotion in the U.S. You know, yeah, you're right. It's totally correct. Did you see that in the news this morning? That Sarah Saunders, the press secretary, got kicked out of her restaurant last night for working for Trump. You know, it's unreal. It really is unreal. But I don't know. Are we winning? Back to my thing. Are we winning? I mean, last week I was kind of thinking, no, we ain't. But after, people surely can't believe half this crap that's coming out now. It's just plain laughable. You know, I honestly, I got.
You know what it is, Rick? It's where you live. You've got it in your face all day long. You've had it in your face for a while, and they're doing nothing more but tightening it and making it worse and worse and worse. So because of where you live, I think you've got a different perspective, and you might be more interested in wondering if we're winning overall, if we're winning other places, if it's ever going to change, if it's ever going to get better. And that goes for the people in the other states where they're just doing all this ridiculous stuff that doesn't make anybody any safer. And I just think that every morning you've got more bad news than, say, me.
Yeah, true. I do have a little bit of good news. I was all worried on Wednesday because they had suspended the rules in the, state house thing, and any bill could be thrown to the floor and voted on. Luckily, all the gun bills didn't make it to the floor, not one. So that was good. The only thing that made it to the floor was it is now legal to have a stun gun in Rhode Island. There we go. And that was part of my topic line too. I mean, somebody explained it to me yesterday, the difference between a stun gun and a taser. I think they said it's like a stun gun. You have to get really close to the person and touch them with it. And a taser is one of the ones that shoots the two darts out or whatever. Or am I wrong?
You're correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, in a defense, the taser, I said they approved stun guns. So it didn't mention tasers in the bill. So.
Well, they're illegal here in Michigan, and I think it's BS, because if you've got a person who wants to be able to defend themselves, but they're afraid of guns, and they're just not going to get a gun, train with a gun, practice with a gun, carry a gun, then it's a less lethal option. And if you need a standoff type of less lethal defensive weapon, that taser, yeah, it shoots out. Although I've never used one, so I really don't know how accurate they are or how effective. I mean, I've seen them on cops, but whatever. At least with the stun gun, if you have it in your pocket, or if you're a woman, you have it in your purse, and you're in a physical altercation where somebody is trying to force themselves on you, if you can reach in there and pull that thing out, you just got to hit him with it, jab it in his side or whatever, and pull the trigger, and that'll incapacitate your attacker long enough for you to get away. And I don't understand why a state like yours or a state like mine would want to ban those. If they think somebody's going to use it to incapacitate somebody to commit a crime, well, yeah, but they could also use their fists or a chloroform rag, or hit them with a bat or a steel pipe or something like that and incapacitate them too. A criminal doesn't care how they incapacitate you, whereas a law-abiding citizen, I mean, how many people are going to carry around a baseball bat with them just in case, right? The stun gun or the taser is a little bit more portable. It's a little less, getting your hands dirty. And I think that if you look at the positive effect that it has, it just gives somebody that option. I think banning them is stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why they they passed the law that they would make them legal in this state. Because to the anti-gunners, it was a good move. It's less than lethal idea. But personally, I personally don't want to get that close to somebody who's trying to attack me.
So if I had to use a firearm here to defend myself, and I'm getting cross-examined or something by the prosecutor because I'm being accused of murder because they didn't want to call it a good shoot, they didn't want to call it justifiable homicide, and they said, well, why did you kill this person you say was attacking you? Because you assholes wouldn't let me have a stun gun. So, I mean, I'm not saying I would carry a stun gun instead of a firearm, but it would be a good option for maybe a situation where you just did not want to carry that firearm.
Yeah, very possible. Yeah, I mean, but then again, I mean, I could see a gun, anti-gun prosecutor, especially if you're carrying a gun and a stun gun and you actually used a firearm, and he says, why did you do that when you had a stun gun on you?
Because I don't know. It'd have to be something where you couldn't get close. Yeah, I suppose if you had both, it might make it worse. But if you had one or the other, I just think that for some people it's a good option. I don't agree with the law here. I'd like to see it change, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, at least we can carry a gun.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, Rich White in this YouTube chat says, "Is Squib sharpening his Crocodile Dundee knife?" What do you got? Some big giant knife?
No, I'm taking a file to brass.
Oh, that's what he's
So
doing.
when I trim these cases, the deburring tool will chamfer the inside of the bottleneck of the cartridge.
Okay.
And that'll taper it a little bit and take off the burr so I can put a bullet in there. But on the outside, I get this burr, and I'm worried that it'll lock up there in the chamber. And I don't have a deburring tool to get on the outside, so I'm actually just taking a flat file and filing off the burr. It's extra work, but I mean, right now I'm just reloading this ammunition to save money. Not really for any special reason. I've got more time than money right now, so I'm just going to use the file.
Oh yeah. Oh, I understand what you're doing there. What's going to? I mentioned this the other day, I believe, but talking about being liptards during their rules suspended, they passed a law here, and I don't see how. Personally, I don't see how this one is going to stand up in court. But they passed a law here stating that if your name goes on the Rhode Island ballot as a presidential candidate, you have to show your tax return. So if the president's running, so if Trump's running in 2020, his name will not go on the ballot in Rhode Island if he doesn't show his tax return. I mean, I tell you, these people are crazy. They really are. There's no law saying that the presidential candidate has to. It was just something somebody started 30 years ago, and they've done it ever since. But it doesn't mean it's not a law. You know, I can't see why people get so worked up. What people make, you know, when they're running for president. Who gives a damn? Or am I looking at it all wrong? You know, I don't know about that one. That was a strange one. You know, to me, what's President Trump do? He defers his taxes under some law, so he doesn't pay so much, and he's deferring them to 10 years out or whatever the law states. And people get bent out of shape over it. But as he told them, he said, change the law then. I'm following the law, you know?
Yeah, I remember when he said that in the debate.
Yeah. So if you don't like it, change the law. It's that simple. You know? And I don't blame him. I mean, so I don't see why we have to see their tax returns for. 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying Trump's going to do it this time because it's claimed that he's not taking his salary. But
they want him to show how much money he makes to get people to hate him. People hate the rich. But here's the thing. The Democratic politicians that are against him, they're rich also. Maybe not Trump rich, but they're rich also. So
yeah, what gets me is I can't remember off the top of my head what a politician makes like a senator, but it's not $1 million a year. But when they walk out of there, they're millionaires. Something's wrong somewhere in this picture. You know, there's no way a president only earns what is it, $475,000 or something a year, and the Obamas came out as multimillionaires. I mean, it ain't right. There's something wrong somewhere.
Well, they also get protection for life, a pension for life, health care for life. I mean, there's a lot to it. So,
to be honest with you, I don't begrudge the president of the United States getting that, you know, for life. To be honest with you, I really don't. It's because really, even though he's not president anymore, he still has knowledge of top secret stuff in his head. You know what I'm saying? That he needs to be protected in that sense. If somebody got hold of him and took it out of him, tortured him to get it, even after he's president, could be damaging. But there we go. All right. What else is on my list here? Hang on. What's this one? Where is it at? Oh, yeah. This one ought to sit well with Never Enough Ammo. The Marvel director said he believes Trump wakes up every morning hoping more kids are murdered by immigrants to help boost his popularity. I tell you, some people are sick. They really are. I would personally myself, I think the Democrats don't let anything go to waste. You know what I'm saying? When there's a tragedy, they jump on it and everything else. But, I don't think there's going to be no blue wave in this midterms anyway. The way they're going, that's what I'm saying. Listen, reading this kind of crap today and yesterday, I'm thinking, I think they're talking themselves out of seats in the House and the Senate at this rate. Oh, another thing too is, at one time didn't the Democrats have the majority in the Senate at one time with 60 senators or whatever? How come they didn't change this immigration law then? Because it doesn't suit them. See, they keep everybody. What I find so hard to understand is they tell them minorities, that the Republicans are bad for them and everything else, and you vote for us and we'll take care of you. They never do. All they do is make them reliant on welfare. Which to me is not a way to go. Maybe I'm wrong. So, if you don't help me any at all, but let me go on welfare if I don't have to work, I'll vote Democrat. Personally myself, theoretically, I get Social Security disability now. Oh, and they gave me an FBT card, whatever, food stamps. They gave me a whole $15 a month. So theoretically, and of course, I've been disabled for 2 years now, so I go on to Medicare, sorry. I'm on Medicare now. So technically, do you call that welfare? I'm not gonna vote Democrat. But is it meant to make me?
There's a lot of people out there would just rather not work. Even if welfare or any other assistance doesn't pay a lot, there are ways to manipulate it to make money off of it. And there are people that just want to sit at home, watch TV, eat, maybe do drugs, drink, smoke, complain, tweet, text. But what? Get up, shower, shave, have to dress decently, drive to work, pay for a vehicle to drive to work, register it, maintain it, fight the traffic, have to take orders. What? No, I don't want to do that. So they'd just rather stay living the way they live. And I don't grasp that. Don't get me wrong. Every single day, I do what a lot of other people do. I go to work. Who wants to go to work? Maybe the boss does. Maybe if you're working your dream job. But most of us just go and work and do what we got to do to take care of our families. you're going to make more money working. Even if you cheat the system with welfare, you're going to make more money working. I don't understand why somebody wouldn't want to. I can understand if you can't. If you can't, that's one thing. But there are lots of people that are completely capable of working in one way or another. I just, it's a foreign concept to me. I just don't get it.
Yeah, it is to me too. Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat here. Now, I did send a email out to that person who's looking for. I sent him an email to his email that he sent me last week, or he can use the link I just put in the chat to come in if he wants. Somebody wants to come in here, so there we go. I agree. Hey, hang on. Let me. I'm getting myself all mixed up here. Here we go. All right. Yeah, Rich says with my $15, I can buy a pack of steaks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could. What? A pack of cube steak, maybe. Which I'd like. I don't mind cube steak, to be honest with you. Like chicken fried steak. You know. Another thing too, I noticed that the what I've got written down here. Oh, I think I talked about this Wednesday. The California police are trying to change the law on how police can use deadly force. Right now, they have a reasonable fear they're allowed to use deadly force. But now they want to change it to being an intimate and serious injury or possible death to officer or another person. So I guess what that means is they can't shoot anybody in the back when they're running away. So, I'm not sure. I mean, I said I was talking about this on Wednesday. At first, I said, well, if somebody tells you to stop and you don't, you keep on running, getting shot in the back is your fault. But then, really, is there really a need? The only thing I could think of, there's two ways I can understand, like us as CCW holders, if somebody's running away from us, we can't shoot them. We can only stop the threat. If they're running away, that means we've stopped it. So that we put the gun down, you know. And also, I was listening to what's his name? Was it how you pronounce his name? Masood, whatever his name is.
Ayub.
Yeah, I mean, I heard him say
Ayub.
Yeah, sometimes you're shooting somebody, and they're spin on you or whatever, and you pull the. Because you're pulling the trigger so fast that you hit him in the back, because he's turned. That he said that happens sometimes, but to actually physically shoot somebody in the back when they're running away from you as a CCW is a no-no. But police do it, and they seem to get away with it. Now, my argument, I said, well, they deserve it. Well, if you're told to stop, you stop. I was taught to respect the police when I grew up. Today, kids, because they see their parents bad-mouthing the cops, they think it's okay. And I think that's the problem, I believe.
Rick, I thought about this since Wednesday.
Yeah.
So how about this? If the cop says, stop, the person doesn't have anything in their hands. They don't have anything slung over their shoulder. They don't look armed. And the cop yells, stop, stay right there, something like that, right? And the person takes off running. The cop should not be able to, anybody, CCW holder, anybody should not be able to shoot them, even if they're running backwards, okay? But if the cop says stop, the person draws a gun, starts shooting at the cop, and then runs, the cop should be able to shoot him in the back. And the reason I say that is, if he doesn't neutralize that threat, what's this guy going to do with that gun? What is he going to carjack somebody? Is he going to break into somebody's house and hold them hostage at gunpoint and or something like that because this cop didn't engage him? So if they made it as simple as that, if someone has a firearm and they shoot you, shoot at you, shoot in your direction, and then they take off running, if you've got a clean shot, take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying, and I agree with you there too. But back to what you were saying. Even if they don't have a firearm, you let them go. And over the next few hours or next day or so, because you haven't caught them, they commit a violent crime again. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Well, think about the high-speed pursuits that law enforcement's been in where they've hit a bystander because they were in a high-speed pursuit, right? And somebody gets killed, hurt, they sue the cops, whatever it is. Or think about the high-speed pursuits that have been called off because the speeds are way too excessive and the person that is running is actually going so fast and driving so recklessly that the command back up at the post on the radio is saying call off the pursuit, or maybe even the officer has the leeway to do that because they'd rather this suspect slow down and go somewhere and get off the damn road than continue to risk public safety. It's a chance you have to take. If you don't catch them, they could do something worse. If you chase them, they could do something worse. It's not an easy thing. I don't even know if you can make a fixed set of rules for that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, anyway, real quick, I'm changing the subject totally. We've gone past the halfway point, so my instinct quiz for the pack of swag here. Question. Easy one, this. The question is, the Smith & Wesson 500 Magnum cartridge was co-developed by Smith & Wesson and who else? And what, in other words, what other company? The 500 Magnum was developed by Smith & Wesson and who else? Come on, people. Ain't that hard. Is it? Must be. I ain't get much response in here. No.
Well, I can't answer. I'm part of the show.
I mean, that's the answer I was given. I put it in the side chat there. I don't know if you can see it or not.
I'm on my phone, so no. Then
Roosted running again. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I think
Roosted, you could possibly be our other Oracle on gun channels.
I'm beginning to think your name's Rich White. He's on here with two names. Maybe I'm going to have to start implementing a radio or TV prize. You can only win once a month. Or you win the pack of swag there, Roasted. I'll get it out to you. So you have to.
You know what you ought to do? You ought to just let it save up and just send him one box to save on postage.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. So there you go. I might put your main prize from the last week and this all in the same package. Save me on mail. So there you go. All right, I got a good question coming up at the end of the show. Yeah, I rigged it that way. I kept hitting the button until his name come up. I don't know. Can you do that on that program? I have to check. I never tried. Now, don't give me ideas now. Rich White said, I knew the answer, but gave someone else a chance. I said Remington after Rosas and Carbon just because. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. You know. So there we go. All right, what we got else to talk about? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, I mean, I thought what I thought was great was the how the media melted down over the jacket the first lady was wearing when she went down to the border. What did it say? I don't care on the back or something. I mean, but personally myself,
wasn't that photoshopped?
I don't know if it was or not, but the way I took it, personally myself, I didn't take it as she didn't care about the kids or anything like that. I took it as it was, I don't care what people think about this jacket. I'm going to wear it anyway. That's the way I took it. But maybe, but it could have been photoshopped. I'm not sure. Does anybody really know? We're not getting many. I keep refreshing gun channels, but we're not getting many. Not many people talking there. I tell you, who I haven't seen for a while is Raphael. But then again, it's summertime. People do stuff on Saturday afternoons during the summer. Right here in Rhode Island, unfortunately, the other day I said it was beautiful and sunny. Today it's 64 degrees and raining. So that's New England for you. So there we go. Right. What else have I got written down here? We talked about that. We talked about that. We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that. Oh man,
I got something.
All right, bring it up.
So, follow up to Wednesday's show. I was at work showing off my Manny pack because we were talking about concealed carry. Yeah. And you wanted to know if a P64 would fit in there. Well, now that I'm at home, because I can't have a firearm at work, I have got a P64 here. So, wait, we've got to release the mag in order to drop the slide. It doesn't have a slide release. Yeah, this is the only gun I've got with no slide release, and the mag release is on the heel. Anyhow, so here's the Manny pack. This time you don't have to see it in the men's room mirror. Let me back up the camera a little bit here. And you can see there's a zippered pouch, 2 zippered pouches. You can hold things in there, ink pen. I used to carry 2 smartphones in this thing. It attaches to the belt here. I've had to reinforce this. I've had to stitch it by hand because it did break. It did wear out. I have no idea what this front clip does. It looks, I don't know, tactic cool. You can get it on Amazon in different colors. So let's see if the P64 fits in here. Now I don't have to make a video. I could just do it live on your show. Thanks, Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see the P64 does fit in here. You might think there's a cell phone in there. That's what it is. It's a cell phone pouch, but it fits in there. Now, if you had to draw this quickly, probably not going to happen, but at least you've got it on you. So if you've got one of these because you like milsurps, that's why I got it. Or if you got it because it was an affordable price and you needed a small, affordable firearm, then you found out that you can't get 9x18 Makarov at the corner store. It will fit in this pouch that you can get on Amazon for, I think it's less than $20. Maybe I'll do a short video where I do a pouch review. I don't know. But you were asking if a P64 would fit in there, and the answer is yes, it will. I don't know that this would necessarily be my first choice for concealed carry firearm, but I mean, it is small enough for it. I can't hit the broadside of a barn with this thing, and I don't like the way it feels in my hand. It's even with this here for your pinky finger on the mag. This is just way too small. I get hammer bite from it, And I know the gun works because I let somebody at the range shoot it. They wanted to try it out, and they were getting bullseyes. I wasn't hitting anything, and they were getting bullseyes, so I knew it was definitely me. But it's more or less a Polish PPK chambered in 9x18 Makarov instead of 380. So it breaks down like a PPK. It's the size of a PPK. So I would say that you could, if you've got a big cell phone pouch, you could carry a P64 PPK in it.
Yeah. I mean, I said I got one. I bought it because I thought it was cool. It was a knockoff of a PPK. You know, basically that's what the Polish did, even though they claimed they didn't. But you're right. But
I mean, I like milsurps, so that's why I got it.
I mean, is it hammer bite or is it slide bite? Because it would get me every time I
Oh,
fired.
I'm sorry. You're right. It's slide bite. You're right. It's slide bite. Yep. It's not hammer bite. You're right.
But I could shoot it, but I said I didn't like that. At the end of about 3 magazines, between my thumb there was raw. But I tell you what I did find, and I found it through Sean, was a company down in Texas that makes grips for that have an extended beaver tail on it, which would get rid of that bite.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the way it is on a 1911. Some people don't like that. I do. I've gotten slide bite with my high power before. Not every time, but I love that high power. I think the thing about the P64 for me is it's a little gun. I've only shot one little gun that I ever liked, and that was a PT-111. And me and little guns just don't add up. But for a lot of people, they fit their hand, or they really like them, or I mean, they're great for concealed carry, that sort of thing. It's just something I got to deal with. I don't mind concealed carrying a full size gun. I really don't.
I don't carry it for one because of the slide bite. But two, what I was asking was, I was thinking more like in the summertime, if you're heading down the beach or hanging out at somebody's pool. I don't want to be carrying my Smith & Wesson 45 with me.
Yeah.
Having that with me, at least I would have.
I think though, for something like that, if you're going to the beach, you're going to be unarmed. I mean,
well, yeah. I mean, it would be. Yeah, you're right. I mean, because really, if you're going to go in the ocean, you ain't going to leave your gun laying on your towel, are you?
Right. And then you can have a stainless steel firearm, but you're jumping in the ocean, you're going to corrode those rounds. Something in a gun is going to corrode. Not everything on a stainless steel gun is stainless steel. Even then, it's just not. I mean, although if there was a shark attack, you'd be ready, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the only time I would take it, to be honest with you, if I knew, I was with somebody who knew that I was carrying and they stayed behind while I went in the water type thing, that would be the only way.
We've gone to the beach. We've gone to the beach, and I'll put my driver's license, maybe a credit card, and the card for the hotel room or something in my pocket, or slide it in my cell phone pouch or something like that. And we've left our cell phones on the beach towel, and we've all gone in the water. But I've brought those cards with me before. I've just made sure that I've got them in such a way that if I'm in the water, they're not coming out. That's something. If they walked off with the cell phones, I'd be mad. But I got insurance. If they walked off with my driver's license and my credit card, yeah, not so much.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. No,
I've never had anybody steal anything off of our beach towel on either coast. So.
No, I haven't. A few times. I mean, I said I don't go to the beach. As I said, I live about 1.5 miles from the beach. I ain't been there in years. I'm not into salt water. I'm not, and I'm not a sun worshiper. Plus, last time I went to the beach 5 or 6 years ago, I think I still got sand in my truck. You know what I'm saying? And sand in my shoes. It just don't go away. You still have sand in your shoes come Christmas. So I'm just not a beach person, I'm afraid. Give me a swimming pool anytime.
So I put on my water shoes and stood on the beach in South Carolina and walked into the water, and I got all kinds of sand and everything in those shoes, and walked back to the hotel, took them off, and threw them in a plastic bag, sand and all, and then just washed my feet and put on my tennis shoes and brought them back to Michigan. And then a month later, we're in California, and we parked by the beach, and we got a hotel that's right on the beach, and I take out the shoes and put them back on and go jump in the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, there's sand everywhere, but I took it coast to coast.
So you transported South Carolina sand to the California, huh?
California, yep.
Yeah, they might. If they known that, they might have stopped you at the state line for transport.
I know. They got a funny inspection point near Barstow. We were coming in from Vegas, heading towards LA, and they had this. All the cars are slowing down and whatnot. And it says agricultural inspection point ahead, and you just see these guys standing on the side of the road, and they're just they look in your car and wave you by. And I don't know. Somebody told me something about sneaking oranges in or something. I didn't get it. Whatever. I didn't get it.
No, I don't either. But anyway, 3:51 according to my computer here. So everybody get ready. The email quiz to Rick's Life as I see it at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. That's just where you email the answer to. So, and you have until midnight Friday. So if you want to listen to this again, I've got it down on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher for your pleasure. And I normally do that within 24 hours of what's called it. But I was listening to I listened to Clover's chat the other day, not where he done it. The one he does at 11 o'clock Eastern time. It's too late for me most of the time, so I listen to it the next day. And he was talking about downloading this stuff. He recommended a new program. I'm trying to think of what was the name of it. Let me have a look. What was it called? 4K YouTube, an MP3 program. Because I've been using free YouTube downloader, and I've had nothing but headaches with that damn thing. Some days it works.
Do you have the paid version of it, or do you have the unpaid version of it?
The free version.
Yeah, the paid version works a little bit better. I was using the free version for years, and finally decided to get the paid version this year. Save that activation key though, because if Windows does an update, it may not recognize it, and then you've got to re-enter the activation key if you buy it. But yeah, Matt was talking about that 4K thing, and I was thinking about buying that as well.
Yeah. I mean, like the Podbean. I mean, I got an unlimited audio plan to download all my things on Podbean. And I think they were offering a deal. I can't remember what the total, but it worked out to $9.95 a month that I paid for that. But I download 2 shows a week. So, but then when you put it on iTunes and Stitcher, all you're doing is basically putting a link there, and it goes back to Podbean to actually pull it. So iTunes and Stitcher are free. So that's why. I mean, I could put it on other platforms too, but those 2 are the 2 biggest, from what I found out. That's why. Anyway, back to my question. Here it comes. Hang on, let me find my thing here. All right, this one's kind of easy. And the Smith & Wesson 460 Magnum revolver can shoot what 3 other cartridges? Does that make sense?
What 3 cartridges, not what 3 other?
Oh, what 3 cartridges can it shoot? Smith & Wesson 460 Magnum revolver can shoot other cartridges. What are they? There's 3 you can shoot, right?
Correct.
There's 3 types of cartridges it can shoot. What are they? That is the question. 4, the baseball cap, the no sweat baseball cap, and the little flash drive. That's the main prize for the email for next week. So there you go. Rich knows. You know, it's an email question there at midnight. So, and your answer's wrong. And 42 is not the answer either. So, oh, those questions were supplied by G Webs. They come from his Daily Gun show when he used to do the he used to do a quick quiz on his show. I don't think he gave prizes when he done them. I think you got called the hot shot for the day or something. He was doing them. That's where I got the questions from. I was going to mention that. So if anybody out there has got any swag they don't want, send it my way. Just email me for my address and I'll give it to you. Or if you
mean you don't want to say something like Roosted Films, you're the tactical hot shot? I can't even do it.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But yeah, but that's basically what they did. But if anybody out there is big enough or wants me to promote their channel, you know, give me some swag and I'll do it. Or pay me and I'll do it. Either way, I'm easygoing. So that's what I'm saying. So, like a lot of this stuff that I got, this last lot came from Patriot in the Dark, sent a lot to me. I had a lot sent to me, and I haven't seen him in ages. Was oh hell, forgotten his name now. I ain't forgotten his name. Forgotten his name on what you call it, his email name or his name on gun channels. It's Stormin' Norman. That's who it is. That's who I was thinking of. Yeah, he sent me a bunch of stuff too. So if anybody wants to send me stuff, I'll use it for prizes and give it away. It helps me. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. And I want to say thank you all for showing up on a Saturday afternoon. And it, you know, makes me feel good that people actually listen. And I want to thank you, Squib, for showing up, helping me out.
Well, thanks for having me.
No, it's great to have somebody on the panel because it keeps it moving. You know, it's what I like. So I'm gonna let's see. It's we still got 2 minutes. Anybody got anything else that they want?
Nah, just cut it short.
I'll just cut it short then. So I want to say thank you all. I'll be back on Wednesday with Rick's Life as I see it. Shooting with disabilities. I mean, it's a bit low on that side of things. If anybody's got any ideas, email me with them. And I would appreciate it. You know? So, I will see you on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Rick's Life as I say it. Thanks, everybody.